I am Polygroid and you are learning at impolygroid channel. Enjoy and have a great time. Give it up, Frank. Joe Cribbins. Joe Cribbins. Visitor. Well, goddamn. Hard to figure. Who I'd less rather see. What brings a skunk? Like you here? I was in the neighborhood. Collecting reward money. Thought I'd pay you a visit. Yeah. Heard you took down Frank Ledbetter last week. We get all the news in here. You'd be surprised. How much you gonna collect? For old Frank? Friend of yours? Never met the man. But I was on his side. Okay, bounty man. Did you give him much of a chance? Same chance he gave me. Give it up, Frank. Right. Just another fella. Dead for $1. I figure you know I'm getting out of here next week. Served my time. All 5 years. I heard you've been telling people. First thing you were gonna do when you walk out of here is get a gun and look me up. Don't flatter yourself. I'm not going out of my way to find you. I'm going to head down to Mexico. Just play out the string. Cards, tequila, senoritas. No matter where you're headed, you'll still end up the same. Horse thief. Guilty. Bank robber. Couldn't prove it. Killed a couple of men. Couldn't prove it. And I never killed nobody. That wasn't trying to kill me. When you took me down, I was sleeping. It wasn't a real fight. I just woke up with a gun in my face. Stay clear of me, Joe. You do the same. Otherwise, most likely, you're a dead man. I don't usually tell a man twice. Stay clear of me, Joe. Shit heel. Prisoner number 387. Joe Cribbins. Your paperwork came in the afternoon mail. Tomorrow morning 10 o'clock. You get your possessions back. And a government check. For $50. Good luck to you, Joe. Yes, sir. Yip. Take a last look. Captain Brand. Rider approaching, sir. Good morning. Let me take care of your horse. Max Borland, follow us. Sir. Mr. Borland, sir. As you were, Corporal. Mr. Borland. It's good to see you again. It's been some time. It has. This is Martin Kidd. He could stand to use your services. Mr. Kidd is a prominent businessman here in the territory and a friend to the army. Mr. Borland, it seems your reputation precedes you. I'll accept that as a compliment. Gentlemen, this is a clandestine moment and a meeting that never happened. That's why I've convened it out here in the middle of nowhere. I'll let you two get down to business. Mr. Borland, I doubt that you're familiar with a Buffalo soldier by the name of Elijah Jones? Private Elijah Jones? No? Right, he's taken a white woman. My wife, Rachel. Abducted her 3 weeks ago. Took her across the border. Down to Mexico. I sent out patrols. Thought we could head him off. Find him before they got to the border. We missed him. Alright, so, son of a bitch is asking for $10,000 in ransom money, which I will not pay. I do not reward criminals. But I am willing to offer you $2,000 to bring Rachel back. $500 advance. This will help you identify Rachel. Captain Brand there has a document stating that you are a representative of the United States government and you're in pursuit of Elijah. In case you run into any legal problems down in Mexico. Well, 3 weeks head start. I need supplies, a pack mule. Ammunition. Discretion in this matter. That's of paramount importance. It's my wife's reputation to consider, as well as my own. Sergeant Poe. Off the books, we're sending one soldier to accompany you. Sir. Mr. Borland. As ordered by the captain. Sergeant Alonzo Poe. Reporting for duty, sir. Make sure he dresses civilian. Things need to look proper. Don't want you two to travel together until you're both south of the border. Yes, Sergeant. Sir, yes, sir. Well, here comes the bounty man. Captain say he the best shooter in the territory. Rifle or pistol? Sergeant Poe. Mr. Borland, sir. The captain tells me you're gonna be a very valuable man on this trip. I just want to say, if things get tight, I'm a damn good shot. Best eye in the regiment. Captain also says, you have an idea where Mrs. Kidd and this Elijah Jones may be. Oh, I know exactly where. Got the map right here. Can't do much better than that. Now can you? Shows you right to where they're hiding out. Now, this here map was given to me by Private Elijah Jones himself. Private Jones just hands out maps of where he's gonna be after he deserts the army and abducts a white woman? Let me see this map. According to this, they're deep into Chihuahua. MMHMM. That sounds about right. Elijah said it was a fair piece. Look, normally we'd head straight to San Juanito. It's the best road south. Start asking if anyone's seen a black man traveling with a white woman. But if he abducted her, he'd avoid showing up in cities. No. He run off. Damn foolish. But, well, Elijah didn't abduct nobody. That's not what I've been told. Let me tell you about Elijah. Like all of God's children, he's got his faults. But in a lot of ways, he's a really good fella. I know these is delicate matters, but I gotta say, if she's with Elijah, it's 'cause she wanna be. Sounds like you're defending him. Private Elijah Jones was expecting me to join up with him. Gave me the map so I could find the way. Now I'm the one who's supposed to deliver the ransom money. That's why I truly do believe they are holed up in the middle of nowhere at an American fella's place named Hannon. There's a Hannon. That's a wanted man in Texas. The poster's been up for 5 years. Accomplice to murder. Bank robbery in El Paso. Do you know this woman? MMHMM. Ain't never met her. She helped improve Elijah's reading in the school. At least that's what he told me. Yeah, is this the face that launched 1,000 ships? You wanna run that by me? One more time? Ah, it's a line by Marlowe. Shakespeare's time. You know, about Helen of Troy. Alright, right, I was just reading all about that just the other day. You trust that map? MMHMM. And they're holed up down there, waiting for the money that I ain't bringing. Ooh. Yes, sir. I guess you wanna know my story too, huh? Not necessarily. Oh, come on, now, Mr. Borland. A little friendly talk to help the time pass by. Ain't that true? Thanks. You want me to call you Max? I think Mr. Borland will do just fine. Mr. Borland it is. See now, the thing with Elijah here is real simple. He wasn't an army man. See, where I come from. A new bed. Clean clothes, a good horse. And 3 square meals a day. Sounded like a mighty fine deal. I joined up in the army when I was 17. The captain, he filled me in. About you two now, sir. Captain say you either a Dutchman, or a Swede, or a German or something such. Captain say you used to be a soldier some time way back. Ain't too sure about which army though. MMHMM. Mind telling me? Is you a Dutchman or a Swede? Whatever? Not at all. I'm an American. You know, you've been acting real jumpy the last few days. I've come to realize my whole life, I've done impulsive things. They don't always work out. Got a reserve of 20 bullets. I'm gonna use another 5 to practice. I keep being told this is a dangerous country. I'll never give them the pleasure of watching me cry. Good. Yeah, I like that. We did what we done. And we just saying to all of them, piss upon ya. Go straight to hell. I was sent here by Tiberio because my English is good. Very good, as you can tell. Let me begin saying I am honored to meet you, Mrs. Kidd. Obviously, a very kind and beautiful woman. I say thank you, Mr. Romero. But maybe you should get to the point. Why are you here? Oh. I'm here to represent Tiberio Vargas. And to give response to the financial offer made to him by Senor Hannon. Let us review the facts. We don't have to do this business here and now. In front of these people. Mr. Hannon owes Tiberio Vargas several $1,000s in gambling debt. Hold on, goddammit. This is between me and Tiberio. To retire the debt, Mr. Hannon has offered Tiberio Vargas $5,000 of Mrs. Kidd's ransom money in return for your safe passage to Veracruz and then Cuba. God damn it. You son of a bitch, you sold us out. Alright. I needed money. The two of you, you eat up my food, sleep all hours. You don't pay shit for rent. And worst of all, I got a deal with this hellcat of yours. Complaining all the time about how dirty it is for her dainty self and that I live like a goddamn bindlestiff. I don't see why I gotta put up with this shit from this rich bitch whore without getting paid royal for it. I've decided the price for room and board for these two runaways is $2,500. Everybody in this deal is guaranteed something. Everybody benefits. I'll tell you about guarantees. I'll guarantee you this. I am not a whore. A message is sent to Tiberio by Senor Hannon. His offer proposes that Tiberio, for $5,000, will guarantee safe conduct for you and Mrs. Kidd to Veracruz. I have come here to tell you that Tiberio accepts your proposal. Maybe this actually works. Sure, we lose some money, but it gets us a clean getaway. Mr. Borland. Outlaws? Until proven differently. Greetings. This is Senor Tiberio Vargas. I am Esteban Romero. At your service. I will translate. Senor Vargas is a very important and generous man. 10 years ago, he sent me to Monterrey to study law. As you can see, Tiberio is hunting, entertaining his guest and business associate, Senor Palmer. Senor Palmer has come all the way from London to do business with Tiberio. Really? Tiberio says that the land you're traveling through, the water you're helping yourselves to is all his. And as a result, there is a fee To be paid for safe passage. Tiberio is not happy. He says force could possibly be used. He has many guns. So do we. Tiberio will be the first one to be shot. If you allow me, sir. I don't mean to interfere. But it might not be wise to contest this issue. Now, if you want my opinion. I don't. Mr. Poe. That'll be me, sir. Armed and ready. Down here. The gringos are not the boss. So you do speak English. Only when I want. Who the hell are you? I'm the fellow with the gun. Who the hell is you? I go by Jack Tyree. Looks like you a long way from home, Jack. I'm giving you advice, amigo. Clear on out of here. Tiberio. Don't kill you, I just might. I don't much like me some damned smart-mouthed fucker. So, what's it gonna be? How do you want to play it? Tiberio asks if you, like so many others, are here to seek gold. We all work for money. Well, sir. My name is William Palmer. I just wish to say that your good fortune matches your obstinate stupidity. Vamos, vamos. Good day. Ya. You find gold. You must share it with Tiberio. Otherwise, I guarantee the consequences will be extremely unpleasant. I don't think we made a new friend. Do you wish for a meal or a room? I reckon I need both. Ah. How long are you gonna stay, senor? Ah, a couple of weeks. Maybe more, quien sabe. Ah, we've got lots of rooms. I give you the best one. Looks to be kind of quiet around here. You know, we have this town. People still come here to gamble. Tiberio Vargas y sus hombres. They come here, they gamble. We still have rucas. Buenas rucas. We have the house dealer. Silvio, an honest man. Right now, that's just what the doctor ordered. Gonna suit me right down to the ground. Joe Cribbins, at your service. Entonces. What? You are a businessman? I retired. I just like to play cards and stay out of trouble. See them two horses down there? Them is army horses. The map worked out. We got him, Mr. Borland. We got him with the element of surprise. The map was correct. Very good, Mr. Poe. Very good. I aim to please. Don't seem to be any luck. Shit. You got a bad temper, Jack. The other night. You were way out of hand. You ought to get it under control. I still can't accept. Elijah, don't. I wouldn't try anything foolish. Walk away from that gun. No, 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 no. This ain't part of the deal. This is my private fucking. Oh, Mr. Hannon, keep your arms up and stay quiet. Who are you? Go easy now, ma'am. A lot of guns in here. Damn you, I asked who are you? Just what do you think you're doing? We're here on full legal authority, Mrs. Kidd. That, and me and Elijah here are old friends. Alonzo, you done gone over. You done sold me out? Yep. Turns out I'm just a good old army man, ain't that right? You're the only damn person in the regiment I trusted. You let me down, brother. You let yourself down. With this dumbass plan. That and getting caught up with this silly-ass white woman. One thing is for certain. I ain't going back to Texas with some bounty man. I got a rope waiting for me. Get the hell gone. Or I'll kill her, sure as hell. He's not after you. He's after us. Bullshit. Goddamn. You killed him. Yes, I did. You're gonna bury him. Mr. Jones. Max Borland. Ma'am. I've been hired by your husband to take you home. You see the mess you done got yourself in? You ain't nothing but a damn stupid fool. I'm not grateful for your mission here, but I should thank you for possibly saving my life. Hannon was a foolish man. Mr. Hannon was a treacherous man. Get yourself together, Mrs. Kidd, and whatever you need. We ride within the hour. I suppose I need to surrender my gun. I keep a Derringer in my valise. I'm doing this because Elijah might try to do something foolish. I wouldn't want to see him killed. I'd feel more than partially responsible if he came to any harm. Deserted the army. Attempted extortion. He's coming in for a lot of harm. Maybe the easiest way out of this mess is to shoot you and solve at least some of my problems. I don't think that's such a good idea, Mrs. Kidd. Mr. Borland. I have a question. Are you under the impression that you are rescuing me? I was told that you were abducted. That was a lie. I've also been told that by Sergeant Poe when you killed Mr. Hannon back at his cabin. MMHMM. Your bullets missed my head by inches. MMHMM. You're that confident in your marksmanship? No. Thought you was my friend. You went and turned your back on me. Now, you listen to me, brother. This thing ain't over yet. I might just be able to get you out of this mess you done put yourself in. Oh, and let me say this. I still think it's a good idea. You and the army is finished. You wasn't exactly the soldier type of fella. I go along with the notion, seeing it's a real good idea, that you end up in Cuba. Some such. You hear me? Maybe you ought to hear this. I got me and Rachel an insurance policy. His name is Tiberio. You know I'm married. Certainly, you know I've run off with a man of color. I expect you think you have me pretty well figured out. Your husband hired me to take you back across the border. Beyond that, I have no opinion. Martin Kidd is not simply a bad husband. He's also a very bad man. Not everyone I work for is a saint. I took a job and I intend to earn my money. You live by a code? I try. You ever question it? Not often. Got a wife? I don't think I'm a good fit for the whole idea. Yeah, well. Excuse me, I gotta see Mr. Poe. Go get something to eat. I'll relieve you. You can spell me. In 4 hours, I'll wake you. I got some information about Elijah. The goddamn fool done made some type of deal with that Tiberio fella. Does Mrs. Kidd know that? I don't know for sure, but I expect so. Very interesting game, poker. Sometimes, it's hard to figure when the man's bluffing or when he's got the goods. So far, you seem to be on your game. You know, I like to know the name of the people I play cards with. That way, when they take my money, it makes it that little bit more friendly. You played here for an hour and a half, and not knowing my name didn't seem to bother you until I started winning. Well, you do show some signs of being a professional card shark. Really? MMHMM. I'll take that as a sign of respect. Well, it wasn't meant in that spirit. Now, I'd like to have a name. Unless it's something you're ashamed of. One card. Sure thing, amigo. But I want to be real polite. You first. With pleasure. William Palmer Esquire. Firm purchase agent for the Turnbull Mining Properties Limited. Offices in London, Manchester, and New Orleans. Around here, they refer to me as Guillermo Ingles. English Bill. Long way from home. Indeed. And you are? Joe Cribbins. I'm from Texas. You seem to be a man of strong opinions, English Bill. Mr. Palmer, if you please. Now, let me put you on notice. Mr. Cribbins. I'm a very, very good card player. I do not intend to be taken in by any tricks of your trade, because I am not a man to be taken advantage of. I can defend myself adequately here in this rough terrain. I'm also here on business with Mr. Tiberio Vargas, who, as you must certainly know, is lord of all he surveys in these parts. Now, since I think you're just another bullshit Englishman, the kind of fella we gringos have already whipped twice in 2 wars, why don't we cut the blabber and just concentrate on playing cards? Well, hell, English Bill, your luck's bound to change sometime. So, I guess I'll call with 2 itty-bitty pairs. Son of a bitch. Some fellas just can't get away with a bluff. They lack the character for it. I'll tell you this, Mr. Cribbins. You're damn lucky I'm not wearing a gun. And I'll tell you this, English Bill. You're damn lucky I don't put a bullet up your ass. Just on general principle. Now, if I was you, I'd get out of my sight before I run through all my good humor. I have a fugitive of the law, army deserter and extortionist. I am Max Borland representing the United States Army. And I am Captain Miguel Aragon, Chief Magistrate of Trinidad Maria. At your service. Who's the woman? I have a name. Mrs. Rachel Kidd. You can put the prisoner in a cell and send a telegram to the territorial deputy in Santa Fe saying that you have a Private Elijah Jones in your custody. You have no jurisdiction here. Yes. But your country's law doesn't permit deserters of foreign armies to find safe haven. There's an honorable tradition of extraditing men who come here with bad intentions. Maybe you oughta hear this, Captain. You lock me up, Tiberio Vargas. Might not like it one damn bit. Tiberio Vargas? Ooh, me and him were talking business before this bounty man showed up. By the way, he killed a man. Jack Hannon. You killed a man? Yeah. American. Wanted criminal. Who resisted arrest. They're witnesses. Yes. Mr. Borland killed Mr. Hannon after he put a gun to my head. Mr. Borland probably saved my life. We are officers of the law. We will lock him up. Can't say I didn't do nothing for you, brother. Yeah, real goddamn funny. Well, I'll check in on you every now and then. Make sure they're feeding you proper. Mr. Borland. A word in private. I'm sorry, Elijah. None of this is turning out right. Yeah. Gotta admit. Cuba's looking real far away. My government expects me to protect lives and property. If Tiberio Vargas becomes angry or attempts to profit from this situation, there could be trouble. This town is under my jurisdiction. But out there, Tiberio is king. There are those who come here and then break the law. 2 gringos. They were robbing local farmers, hiding up in the mountains. Tiberio and his men hunted them down. I let them hang for 2 weeks after that. The smell gets very bad. Did you give them a trial? It wasn't necessary. You should go over to the hotel and get yourself a room. Unfortunately, I am without sufficient funds. Yeah, I'll take care of that. After I send a telegram to your husband. See all this mess you done caused? Runaway woman. Bounty hunter. Price on your head. And believe me, for sure, they'd rather see you dead. Guess I was better off in the army all those years, taking nothing but shit, and knowing if I quit the army, I ain't got much chance of doing nothing else except shining shoes or serving food. Well, no, sir. No, thank you. Do you speak English? I do, senor. Mrs. Kidd will need a room for a few days, maybe more. I need a room as well. Number 4, at the top of those stairs. Thank you. You have number 2. Across the hallway. Thanks, senor. I suppose I should say thank you. But then I remember who you're working for. It doesn't seem right. Elijah being treated like a criminal. And I'm put up in a nice hotel. Elijah left the army. That makes him a deserter. You left your marriage. No one goes to jail for that. Ah, there he is. Joe Cribbins. Professional card shark. See, I've been considering our card game. And I believe you cheated me. I don't need to cheat to beat you, amigo. Well, this time, I brought my service revolver. And I fully intend on dealing with the situation. Now, I suggest you give me back my money and throw in a few extra shillings for good measure. Goddamn Englishman. Went and committed suicide. Esperanza, you can come in. I thought I picked. Oh, I'm sorry. No, come in. What I wanted to discuss. I said come in. As you can see, I'm trying to take a bath. My first real one in weeks. What's the matter? You suspect I'm a whore. I supposed I might as well act like one. Are you getting nervous? Maybe, like most men. You're just scared to death of really dealing with a woman. Are you finished? I came to let you know that tomorrow I'll start making arrangements to have you taken back across the border. My life is done there. I have to move on, not go back. I appreciate your concern, but I will be the one to figure out my life. MMHMM. You refuse to go? I refuse to go. Even at gunpoint. If you'll excuse me. I'm sorry. As you have been told, I'm here representing Tiberio Vargas. He has already heard about this unfortunate incident. Look, this man tried to kill me, came here to do it. Most likely a real shitheel. In general, I figured I was doing everybody a favor. We need no favors. But possibly you do. This man you killed was doing serious business with Tiberio Vargas. Tiberio Vargas. I keep hearing the name. You do not want him for an enemy. Joe Cribbins. Name's not Joseph. Just Joe will cover the deal. I was Texas, born and bred. Been knocking around since I was 15. Worked Teamster, worked Trooper. Drifted some. I always liked playing cards. Tell me why you shot this Englishman. I beat him at cards. I beat him fair and square. He didn't take it too good. Guess I just turned out to be the better man. Luis agrees the Englishman shot first. He's an honest man. Tiberio will consider all this. You must wait here in Guadalupe while Tiberio makes his decision. Damn. My luck's run bad. Mr. Borland. We meet again. This time, I'm happy to say, I'm not sitting in a bathtub. Do you have news? I was just informed, a few minutes ago, by Captain Aragon that your husband is on his way here. He's traveling by coach. I am to watch over you until he arrives. A very bad situation, now made worse. The last time we talked, I was extremely short-tempered. I apologize. No apology necessary. I've decided you need to be in greater possession of the facts. I believe you need to know my story. It begins with a well-off family. I'm the youngest of 3 sisters, educated by a series of governesses, rebellious, didn't get along with anybody much, including my parents, and my sisters. Fell in love at 17. It was quite passionate. I've always resisted traditional morality. My mother once told me, you only fall completely in love once, and usually when you're very young. She also told me, almost no woman ends up with her first choice. 5 years later, I met Martin Kidd. He was charming, ambitious, seemed very rich, and he was from the West. I desperately wanted to get away from where I grew up. We had a quick romance, and 4 weeks later, we were married. We went to live in his home in Santa Fe. Then, the horror started. I discovered he's a crook, a conniver, an extortionist, a land cheat. He constantly consorted with other women, usually prostitutes. I was reduced to being that which I most despise, a decoration wife. To my shame, I took all of it, and more for 5 years. There were endless fights with Martin. Finally, he condescendingly allowed me to start a school. I taught those who had very little advantage in life, and as time passed, I eventually became more than a teacher. With one of my students, Elijah Jones. He had his own set of problems. I was sympathetic. One thing led to another. Eventually, we realized escape was our only recourse. So we made a plan to run off. And did. I suppose you know the rest. He's a good person, and often, a great comfort to me, but we are very different. We have no future together. We've had some good times, but eventually, we will go our separate ways. We both know it. Probably sooner than later. If I'm being completely honest, Elijah was not the first of my romantic adventures. Since I married Martin, most were in simple retaliation. Well, I think I've done enough confessing. I want you to think of me as an honest person. However, imperfect. I want you to think of me as an honest person, because I believe that matters to you. I just want to say this for the record. When my husband gets here, he intends to kill me. I know you heard. Mrs. Kidd and the others can't come visit you. Anybody bother giving a reason? Just when we're kicking the balls for Elijah. Captain Aragon said the bounty man and me has jurisdiction. Ain't nobody else allowed. Yeah. Just one more kick in the balls, huh? Quit feeling sorry for yourself. It don't help a damn thing. And you know Mr. Kidd himself is on the way up here right now. Yeah. Oh yeah, I heard. Captain Aragon told me. You know, I just figure he's bringing the ransom money in a personal way. More likely he coming up to settle things with you. Now, I gotta figure out a way how I'ma bust you up out of here and get you on your way to some half-ass freedom. Now first. And you gotta do this Forget this white woman. You traveling with her. You get spotted. Real easy and you finished. Plus, I gotta figure out a way. How I'm gonna stay clean. Because I plans to be going back home. And I'm going back to the army. That's what it is. Don't let nothing interfere with what's good for Alonzo Poe. You goddamn right. Because I sure as shit ain't finna go outlaw for a dumbass like you. You've already caused me enough grief. Now, keep your mouth shut. Keep your eyes open. And boy, you better pray that I can do you some real good. Mr. Borland. I figured I'd take the horses out for exercise. Wanna keep him fit. Very good, Mr. Poe. Yes, sir. Boots and saddle, slap leather. And ride. That's our motto. I'm a cavalryman. So I sticks to it. Sergeant Poe. Yes, sir. With the prisoner. Elijah Jones. Yes, sir. Don't do anything stupid. Like try to break him out of jail and set him free. Yes, sir. Why would you think that? Because you're not as clever. And I'm not as stupid as you imagine. Yes, sir. I mean, no, sir. The time to do it is when step back to the border. Now I'm a little confused here. You mean? I mean, this whole job is a lie. And it started as a lie. I don't like being lied to. And I don't like being used. You're gonna help me let Elijah go? You have my word. Well, sir. Sure is full of surprises. Yeah. Look who's coming. Tiberio wants to start negotiating about Elijah. Yeah, I'll handle the diplomacy. You go and cause a little trouble. I don't want Tiberio to think we're pushover. How about I go tell Mr. Peckerwood over there a thing or two? Seeing that he was kind of insulting me. Yeah, go ahead. Try not to kill him. Yes, sir. I'll go have a drink and wait for Esteban. Well, howdy, Tyree. Say, you remember me, right? The fellow with the gun? Yeah. Out there. At the waterhole. That's right. I see you still got a real smart mouth. You need to learn some manners. Maybe I ought to bullwhip me. A real uppity fella. Just might do you some good. Now, Jack, I know you ain't the smartest man I ever met. But maybe you forgot that I'm the one carrying the gun. Yeah, well. Go ahead and shoot me. And those fellows over there. Well, they'll shoot you. Senor Borland. We meet another time. I'm afraid Tiberio has now heard. You're a bounty man, yes? He thought you were looking for gold. Well, he'll just have to learn to live with the truth. Thank you. Tiberio feels he was deceived. You should know this. Tiberio has made a business arrangement with your prisoner. I'm aware of that. But due to circumstances, that deal is null and void. That idea will be unacceptable. $5,000 American is owed to him. You know what? Goddammit, Jack, you're right. You're right. Because I occasionally keep one of these handy. When I got a bullwhip me. Some damn yokel. First 5 years in the army. They had me working Teamster. And I was cracking one of these every day of the week. Lucky son of a bitch. Senor Borland. My advice is for you and your companion to go immediately from this place. Leave Trinidad Maria at once. But leave Mrs. Kidd and Elijah behind. That's good advice. No. You can explain to Senor Tiberio that I am a man of the law. And Elijah is a criminal. You don't much like me. Do you, Mr. Poe? I'm just doing my job, ma'am. And Mr. Borland told me that. I need to watch over you, now. It's because of Elijah. Isn't it? You hold the trouble. He's in against me. I understand that. But I take it. Despite everything. You still like Elijah. He's awful mad at me. Thinks I let him down. I still count him as a friend. And now, we have these events that really irritate Tiberio. The situation with this Senora kid is muy complicada. This man makes things difficult. For Tiberio. He has little authority over the situation in Trinidad Maria. This legal fellow got a name? He's called Senor Max Borland. Say that again. Senor Max Borland. He's a private investigator. I know the man. You see this, Esteban? You put a gun in it. And it's the devil's right hand. I would like to see Elijah. You have him in that cell there. Not possible, Senora. The prisoner will have no visitors until his legal status is determined. He's in my custody, but under the jurisdiction of Mr. Borland. Mr. I'll need my key, please. Did you have a pleasant walk? I did not. My friend is in jail and they refused to let me see him. Entirely because of Mr. Borland. Senora. This was left for you. By Mr. Borland. Elijah's gun and mine. Mr. Borland is a man of surprises. Hola, Tiberio. You were expecting me. Yes, sir. After my friendly talk with Esteban, I figured you might wanna get to know Joe Cribbins. I hear all the news and gossip since I've been staying in this near ghost town of yours. I even hear you're up against Max Borland. He's a man with a reputation. And I owe him. You owe him? A favor? No, jefe. He's not my amigo. Oi, hombre. Why don't you tell me about this? Max Borland? Then, afterwards, maybe I have somebody shoot you. Have I offended you, jefe? You killed the Englishman. He was doing a land contract with me for many pesos. He accused me of cheating. Were you guilty? I didn't need to cheat him. I'm a good card player. So am I, hombre. So am I. 3 cards. I want to see what you have, jefe. I have the winner. Ah. Sorry, jefe. Most men are afraid to beat me at cards. To take my money. If I lost on purpose, I'd be insulting you. This way, I prove I respect the way you honor a game of skill and good fortune. Americano? Americano, from Texas. I decide not to kill you. I decide to use you. Oi, hombre. I don't like to lose money. Another game. But understand this. Now, you work for me. You will follow orders. Old man, go find the gringo. Bounty man. Tell him to prepare to go to hell. Tell him I intend to kill him. Joe Cribbins. What, you know him? He's a dangerous man. You ain't got nothing to worry about. He kill you, I kill him. I hear you're breaking your promise. You're looking for me. After all. Yeah. Time and circumstance. Besides, it's a long time coming. I got lots of personal feelings against you, Mr. Borland. But that's not why I'm here. Right now, I'm just getting paid to do a job. But first, since this is a special occasion, I guess I'd kind of like to have me a drink. Time to settle up. I like to pay off what I owe. You low-rate me, Mr. Borland. Always have. So, before I lay you low, I'm gonna teach you how to show me a little respect. Have 1. Skip the bullshit. But you can tell me. Who's paying you? Figure you already know the answer. Oh, Tiberio's got you doing the dirty work. Tiberio's got me doing the hard work. See it as a compliment. I was expecting you was trying to come in on Mr. Borland's bounty money. I don't make my pesos that way. I've done a few things. Not on the square. But I never sink that low. Well, if you're not gonna drink with me, I guess it's time to see how good you really are. Gonna have to take us both. Your move, Joe. Gentlemen. My name is Rachel Kidd. If it's of any interest, don't be getting in this. Ma'am. He's right, Mrs. Kidd. You best back away. Mr. Borland and I have our differences. But he doesn't deserve to be gunned down by a common criminal. Oh, I'm not so common, ma'am. And even though you seem to have a real unpleasant nature, I'd still hate to put the finish on a woman. It ain't my style. At this distance, I don't think I'm going to miss. Now, listen to me very carefully. I will not lose my nerve. I will pull the trigger. I promise. You proud? Hiding behind a backup gun. And a woman. Tell you what, Joe. I think I'd ride on out before she gets nervous and accidentally pulls the trigger. Okay, amigo. I guess this hand goes to you. But this ain't over yet. Told you. Ain't got nothing to worry about. Once again, Mr. Poe. Very good. Once good, I aim to please. Guess it was a good thing you gave me back my gun. Joe was right. This isn't over. But I appreciate what you did. Even though it was very foolish. You probably saved my life. Back in the cabin. I owed you. I tried to pay my debts. I don't really drink. But I think I need this. Come to check on the deserter man. How long you figure before Rachel's husband arrives? About another day or two. He better be bringing his money. Driver. Why in the hell are we stopping? It's the middle of nowhere. Hello, ladies. Martin Kidd, right? You step on out and come with me. Por favor. Mr. Tiberio Vargas would like to have a talk with you. I speak English a little bit, but only when I want to. Vamos. Mr. Kidd. Mr. Borland. You're my welcoming party. It's good to see you. How's my wife? She's in the hotel down the road. Oh, that's where she is. But how is she? The past few weeks have been very difficult for her. And Elijah Jones? He's in a jail cell around the corner. Good. I'll go visit Rachel in due course. I'm in no hurry to deal with her salacious conduct. Have you met this Tiberio Vargas? Only once. He's quite a fellow. Well, I owe you a debt of gratitude for rounding up these two runaways. You owe me money. Oh, I do. And you'll be paid. Paid in full. If I may join you, I wish to discuss with you the situation we find ourselves in. Then, I guess we oughta discuss Tiberio. Since nobody around here can take a piss without him saying so. Tiberio is of course disappointed. He feels your tactics were too bold. You were foolish and arrogant. I am here to tell you that Tiberio has no further need of your services. You are dismissed. You're free to go. One thing about you and your kind, Mr. Cockroach. Can't get rid of you, can we? Yes, sir, you sons of bitches. Must be first cousin with Mr. Boll Weevil. And that means nothing much. Good to be said. Just a goddamn nuisance. Mr. Borland. Have you seen your husband yet? I think he made some kind of a deal with Tiberio Vargas. Probably about you. I just wanted to make sure you're all right. I saw his arrival on the overland from the parlor. It cost me a difficult moment. But I'm fine, Mr. Borland. Thank you for your concern. Just a moment. My last will and testament. My lawyer's name is on the front of the envelope. To be delivered in the event of my death. Yeah. Must be getting me out of here. You know, I figured Tiberio would see the light. Me and him, we got business. Hello, Elijah. Mr. Kidd. Now, I can't say I expected you to come down here. No small talk, Elijah. It's time to pay you off. You gonna shoot an unarmed man? Yeah. Put a gun in his hand. You opened that cell door. He was trying to escape. He was dead when he fell to the floor of his cell. Poor Elijah. Ah, Mr. Borland. I expect you've heard the news. U.S. Army Private Elijah Jones is no longer a problem. How much did it cost, Mr. Kidd, to commit this murder? I'm investigating these circumstances. I am confused, Mr. Borland. Who do you think you're working for? I work for myself. Always have. I was dishonored. A wife is not supposed to run away from her husband with a common soldier. You mean common black soldiers? Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. Common black soldiers. I tell you again. I'm investigating. I'd like to see my wife, Mrs. Rachel Kidd. Can you tell me her room number? She's in number 4. Up the stairs. Martin. I am, a bit slow on coming to see you. Of course, there's no point in pretending that there's any affection between us, is there? No. None at all. I take it you owe Mr. Borland a great deal of money for finding me. Mr. Borland will receive what he's earned. Just like Elijah? Did he receive what he earned? No. I was too good to him. He died a quick death. You are despicable, Martin. You're breaking marriage vows. You run away with an army deserter who's also a criminal lowlife, demanding ransom money for your services to him. As a whore, you come very close to jeopardizing my future political career with this lurid scandal. And then you tell me that I'm despicable? I was stupid. I made bad situations worse, which caused terrible things to happen. I have no excuse. You just wanted legitimacy and the security of my future inheritance. We never loved each other. It was all just mutual convenience. I intend to return to Santa Fe, where the story'll be put out in the newspapers. How I killed my wife's abductor in a heroic act, but that she was unfortunately captured and killed by a gang of Mexican outlaws. Killed after, you know, being used by them in the lowest possible ways. Good story. Sad thing is a lot of people will probably believe it. It's gonna be quite close to the truth. Given your appetite, you might enjoy being fucked up, down and sideways by those vaqueros before they kill you. They will of course kill you. No, it's part of my understanding with Senor Vargas. You think I'll go willingly? Oh no. But these men are quite happy to use force. And you have nowhere to hide. I'll leave you now to think about your future. I don't think it's going To work out the way you want. You won't do it. You don't actually have the nerve to kill a man. I've changed. And you always underestimate me. I repeat. You won't do. I heard a shot. Are you? I've killed my husband. Well, you gave him what he deserved. He killed Elijah. Yes. I'm not sorry. Knock next time. I assume you intend to defend Mrs. Kidd? And I imagine you have a nice safe spot picked out for yourself. I will ignore your insult. And I promise you, I will do my duty today as an officer of the law. Just like you did with Elijah Jones? That was my mistake. I should have realized Mr. Kidd intended to kill Elijah. He bribed my deputy. I am ashamed. I'm taking you out, mister. All right then. Go ahead and try. I thought that you were smarter than getting in the middle of this. Right out of here. Before I decide to shoot you. I thank you for your courtesy and kindness. Tiberio Vargas. Yeah. Tiberio. Just want to tell you. Since I'm not working for you anymore, I think you're shit. Always did. Guess what? I did you a favor, bounty man. You're gonna thank me for killing my old boss? He was gonna spoil my fun with you. About time you did something good. You know, you can. Right out of here, Joe. I took his money. Maybe ought to earn it. Besides, there's no avoiding it. You and me got a reckoning. I'm giving you a clean start. Don't be a damn fool. Amigo. I was born a fool. I'll be a son of a bitch. You killed me. Luck ran out. I'm just dying. Happens to us all. Don't it? Mr. Poe. Mr. Borland. I'm gonna make sure that your body gets sent back to the army. They'll give you a proper finish. Bugle, flags. A man can do worse. Goddamn it. I've been shot. But I ain't dying. Just make sure the damn doctor don't cut my arm off. Yeah, you have my word. Your husband's dead. He was obviously shot by Tiberio's men. You really think the truth won't come out? Who's to ask? Well, who is to tell? Oh, you need that looked after. It's gonna take a few stitches. I'll wear my scar as a badge of honor. MMHMM. I need a drink.